Hey everyone, I'm Brian, and today I'm going to be opening an Elite Trainer box from Pokemon's Chaos Rising set. So, I'm a little bit late to the game when it comes to getting Chaos Rising stuff. So, this set was released towards the end of May, and now it's, towards the end of July. But I've actually had this box for about a month now, maybe a little bit longer than a month. And I had planned on opening it much sooner, but I ran into some problems with the person I bought it from, and if you saw the thumbnail for this video, I was expecting something else as well, and it just never arrived. So, back in mid-June, I was looking around for some Pokemon cards, and now I mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm generally hesitant to buy stuff online if it's not from a retail store or something like that. But if it's just from individual people, just due to the amount of scams and other issues that might come up. But anyway, so I saw a couple of listings, one for this Elite Trainer box and one for a booster bundle. So they were both being sold by someone who had a pretty good reputation. As far as I could tell, they hadn't had any negative reviews in a very long time, and they were selling the ETB for $75. Now at the time, that was the lowest I had seen it, because now you can find the ETBs for between $70 and $75 on average, maybe a little bit closer to $80 depending on where you look. But around the time I was looking, I hadn't seen these ETBs anywhere under $80. So that wasn't a big deal, but when I looked at their listing for the booster bundle, they were selling it for $38. And at the time, that was on the lower end, because around early to mid-June, the booster bundles were selling for definitely over $40, but closer to $45 to $50. And I saw this person selling it for $38. So I was kind of cautious about it, but I just sent the seller a message and I asked them, if I'm buying two things from you, can you combine the shipping? Because they were charging shipping for this. And I said, if I get this ETB in the booster bundle, they're like, yeah, sure. So I took a chance. I bought both items, and the seller shipped them out the next day. And then I got the items a few days later, but I immediately noticed a problem. So when I got the box, it was too small. So it's like, okay, there's no way both items fit in this box. I open it up, and sure enough, it's just the ETB, no booster bundle. So I messaged the seller, asked him what was going on. He's like, hey, you didn't send the bundle. And the next day they replied, they said, no, I sent both items. It's like, no, you didn't. This box is only big enough for the ETB, and you only sent the ETB. But the seller was adamant that they sent both items. And I'm like, no. So I have a picture of the box and your shipping label on the box to prove that you didn't send both items in this package. And then they didn't even ask any questions. So like, all right, I'll just give you a refund. And I'm like, no. Why didn't you send the items? And they wouldn't answer me. And I said, look, if you just send the bundle, we'll call it good. I mean, it's a little annoying you didn't send it, but just send me the item I paid for. And there's like, no, I'll just refund you. And then, they weren't budging on that. So I got customer service involved, and the situation got laid out. And then the seller's like, I'm just going to refund him. And customer service is like, oh, they've authorized a refund. You accept? And I'm like, no. It's like, why don't you just send the item I paid for? Right? Like, why didn't you send it in the first place? Like, what was the reason for that? But they wouldn't answer. And customer service was just like, oh, refund? And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I accepted the refund. I got the refund. But, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the ETB. But, for me, I'm just thinking about this. It's like, yeah, this may be the last time I buy something online like this, just because it was just annoying, right? I didn't get scammed per se, but it's just like, how could someone just not send something and go, no, I definitely sent it? It's like, the laws of physics say otherwise. But anyway, this was a short video, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.